Welcome to the tripod. Today we are doing the same interview. 3 years apart, 5 years apart, 6 years apart, and 7 years apart.
How is that even possible?
Well, so here's the situation. Miles, when you were a producer, you did a little episode called Same Interview 3 years apart.
I remember my favorite quote from that episode was, I believe it was Zach said, I want what you want, but I don't know how to give it to you. Regarding the format of the episode.
Wow.
Because I kept playing clips of an old interview and then asking the same question. You were like, yeah, I guess I feel a little differently now. And then I just remember you going, I want what you want for the episode, but I don't know how to do it.
That is so funny.
It was good.
That's
really,
what creating art is like, where it's like, I know what I want, but I actually can't execute
like, I want to
this.
accomplish the Billie Eilish Same Interview format, but I don't quite know how.
It feels like if someone were asked me to draw a barn. Well, I know I wish the barn drawing looked like, but I can't draw that well. So I can give you an okay little barn, but it's not what you want.
Yes.
But I know what you want,
right?
But I can't give it to you.
No.
This is exciting because I every time we do this, I forget that we did this.
Yep, same.
And the fact that we've done this 4 times?
No.
No, so what Miles did was sourced a bunch of old interviews that you did.
And then I gave you the same questions.
Yeah. So some of these are the questions that were asked originally, and some of these were the questions Miles asked of you to follow up.
When we did this, how many years ago?
It was 3.
Okay, so I'm just trying to do the math here in my mind. Were there people other than Keith and I who answered these questions?
That's a great question. So this was from May 2022. So an interesting time in your life. And we will get into it because you guys are in different headspaces than you are now.
Wait. May 22, which is
May 2022.
Before October 2022.
Yeah.
So there is answers from someone else?
So conveniently, somebody else randomly left during, like, in the first 5 minutes, they stayed.
It's so interesting how sometimes that would just happen.
But, it's great for us now.
It's good for us for the format for today.
Okay, so the other thing is, I have a few follow-up questions for each of these. So try and remember what you want to say during the video, but don't say it while we do it.
Until we get to the end.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, so
look at him.
This is
What, a
me
beard?
from May 2022. Yeah, I was in a rough place.
I feel that this is giving me like war flashbacks. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, speak on that, Miles.
Well, there's something about, obviously the studio has looked like this until like a month ago, but for some reason it feels like this is 40 years ago.
I think it's the lighting is more even, and I sort of was like, should we do it like that?
The
I don't know.
lighting the lighting was different, but also even just like the vibe, the mentality of everything at this company was different. It was a different world.
Look at the pain on this face. I'm growing the beard and I'm not doing my hair because I just can't be bothered.
So funny. You thought you were stressed now.
Yeah, you just waited a few months.
You thought you were stressed.
Okay, so this is, you're reacting to something that you said in an old interview about how much you were working.
We were...
Too much.
Yeah, I mean...
Too much.
We were, literally filming everything of like setting up the lights, all that, but also editing. And, we would one person would edit a video and then hand it off to someone else. And then me and Keith would sit together and with one headphone in each ear and decide what to cut. And, it's no secret, there are now videos that we just don't watch at all.
Yeah, sure.
There are videos that have been on the channel that I've never seen a second of.
Wow.
And now?
Yeah, I mean, that's still true.
Really?
Still true.
Yeah, I feel like you guys are always on the QC cuts.
I give a ton of notes and I love to, maybe it's less true. There's only a few. I typically don't watch all of the Eat the Menu and the edits because I know that that's Keith's domain. There are some shows that we do where once it gets into later episodes, I go, great, we've got a great rhythm here. I trust the people who are working on it. But yeah, I watch most things.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you, when you really like a video, when it comes out, do you just put it on?
Again?
Yeah.
Usually by the time it comes out, I've seen it too many times
that it's not enjoyable to watch. Yeah.
It's not even that it's not enjoyable. It's just I know it.
Yeah, so you don't need to watch it.
Yeah, honestly, the only ones I put on for my own enjoyment are ones that I wasn't in the notes process for.
Because you're
but I want to watch it, like an Escape the Kitchen. It's like, well, these are a blast. Yeah. I know what mine was, and I saw some episodes, so I saw some, but like I didn't watch this one at all. Let's check this out. How this one turn out? It's not my job.
That's so fun.
All right, next one. So we're just warming up.
We're just warming up, guys.
And by the way, I know what you want, and I feel like I didn't give it to you, and I'm gonna do better.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next clip serves mostly as context. So it's a little bit longer, but we'll get into a lot of the folds of it.
Whoa.
Who's that?
Can I just give myself a note? Too much space around the videos.
I think there's not enough negative space.
Sorry, I would love to just give myself a hard note. Way too much negative space around all of it.
But it is hard. Like, how would you organize that?
I don't know that I ever figured out how to successfully do a picture-in-picture that made sense.
And by the way, now Rainie's gonna have to do a picture-in-picture of you and this.
That's so funny.
Oh God!
Wow.
There's 4 people on screen with, I would say one of them is they could have all been sized evenly, Miles.
Well, they could have. No, honestly, what they should.
Why weren't they just? It's 4 quadrants.
You know why? Because I was like, they're all sized evenly. Even then, you need negative space, I think. And I was like, the main thing we're watching, it none of it made sense. None of it made sense.
Let's check out the clip.
Yeah, so we're doing sort of a Russian doll. So this is us watching an older video.
I can't wait for 3 years from now, us watching this.
Yeah.
Are you guys ever surprised by the kind of content that seems to take off and explode? Or is there stuff that you thought maybe would have been bigger or wasn't?
I think the value of the internet is less like when we're surprised when things don't hit. It's more when we're surprised when they do hit. And I think that's where the real learning curve comes. For example, I come from a sort of traditional like Hollywood filmmaking background. And one thing that brought me behind the camera initially was, I'm Asian American and I just never thought there was a career for me in front of the camera. But the internet was just completely antithetical to that in its response.
Okay,
saying, we want to see every face, we want to hear every voice. So that's what I really appreciate about
mainly Eugene's face. Mainly they want to see Eugene's face.
Is Eugene still the hot one? Yeah. Keith's face does best on thumbnails, right?
Well, he's very expressive.
I guess so. I'm hot. Yeah, I guess I'm the hottest one.
I mean, what Eugene's speaking to was a real revelation of that era of YouTube, which was that the niche is mainstream, right? And what made the internet special is that it allowed marginalized voices to have a space to come to the forefront, because traditional TV, they're trying to cast as wide a net as possible. And part of what I think makes that era of the internet so special is that it allowed people to zip me along.
Yeah, Zach went on and I was like, he's yapping, let's cut him off. Honestly, just seeing the edit choices that I made.
This is worse for you than it is for us.
Did you edit that or did I? Oh, Rainie did.
I edited that, so I didn't have the multi-track.
I was like, wow, I was bored of what Zach was saying.
All right, let's trim the fat here, trim the fat here.
I was gonna okay, Zach is going on and on.
This is good enough.
Legacy Media.
Wow. You know what's funny about this is like, obviously in that clip, there's some people that are no longer with us. This is like the Billie Eilish interview if Phineas left. In like a big scandal. In between years of Billie Eilish.
And it's sort of like there's things we can't talk about. Yeah.
Well, and it's also, this was from an interview series we did in New York. I don't remember why, but it's us, Kelsey, Quinta, and Ash.
Yeah.
And so even seeing that is so like, oh, this is such a funny relic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So one thing that the first clip is saying is that the internet allowed niche to be mainstream. Do you think that's still the case?
I think it is, but the big difference that I see in this clip versus now is we no longer make viral videos. So these are answers and then an echo of an answer about the power of viral video. He asked, are you surprised about things that don't do well? And we said, I'm surprised about things that do well. But just the internet fundamentally doesn't work that way anymore. Viral video used to be the currency of the internet. Now short form is the discovery layer of the internet.
You think so?
Do you think that's true?
Yes.
But like, okay, so say someone sees a clip from Eat the Menu. Does that clip really convert to a long-term?
I didn't say they convert.
Oh, they just are. It's just the metric that is the biggest, right?
That's where things are able to spread like wildfire most effectively.
No, I 100% agree with that. I guess my question is like, do you guys think that that short form converts to like a long-term fan of you in general, or just a long-term fan of that format of clip?
I think the answer is sometimes.
Sometimes.
I think it takes a lot of hits,
right.
and it's a very small percentage of the people that view it will ever be converted.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So then why do you want it?
Because it's money.
Is it?
And also, I mean, it's less money, but
Yeah.
Well, who said I want it? So short form success. Why do you want short form? success?
Why is it Why is it currency if it doesn't get you really as much money or it doesn't convert you to be a fan?
Because platforms have decided it matters.
And because platforms make a lot of money off of it without having to pay creators for it.
I see.
That's really advantageous for platforms, right? Because there's going to be so many more creators who aren't opted into a monetization platform that are making content for you for free that ads are being placed within. And then also, it's really hard to track. And then they can just surface you less because you make money off of them.
Mm-hmm.
So they could just surface smaller people more that don't make money off them. Like kids, like teenagers, some of them can't make money off TikTok because they're not old enough.
Oh.
Like that to be on the terms of and conditions, unless their parents do it for them.
That's sneaky.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and like, I'm not going to say that TikTok operates off child labor.
it definitely
Oh,
does.
it definitely does.
But it does.
Yeah.
And like it also operates off of adult labor and lots of things. But, you know, short form and all the one of the reasons all the platforms do it is because TikTok was successful. So everyone's like, how do I compete with them? We're losing viewers, which they did lose viewers.
Mm-hmm.
So now they do it as well. But and then I think they found like, they can still make money off of this, and they actually don't ship out as much money to the people making content.
I'd like to posit something.
Yeah?
That might be wrong, and it's almost, I'm just positing it to see what you guys feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
The internet used to be about making the viral hit, which meant you wanted to reach like the largest amount of people possible. And I would say the concept of your video was what determined the virality. The concept and execution of that video was determined the virality. I feel that now the personality and execution of the video is maybe more of a metric of if that video is going to go viral or not. I guess I think about people like Brittany Broski or Smosh or Dropout, people that are not necessarily making viral concepts, but they are executing on their personality in such a way that it becomes very mainstream. How do you feel about that?
I don't think the personalities are going viral, however. I think they're having great view success, but it's actually the same.
Oh,
and now that might be like
the word viral,
14 million views. Like let's take Eric, maybe.
Yeah.
He's a creator. He gets lots and lots of views. He doesn't make that many videos. He makes maybe he just started doing once a week, but he was just doing once a month, maybe twice a month. But he gets lots and lots of views.
Yeah.
You might look at a video and be like, wow, those are viral videos. Like, no, that's his norm.
Yeah, this is audience.
That is his size.
No,
he doesn't actually make things that get 45 million views out of nowhere. That would be a viral success for him.
Interesting.
He has just built, and I think it is personality driven. Less, I think formats and his frames sometimes make a big difference too. But mostly it's, I'm tuning into this guy because he delivers. And I think that's how it even historically was. I don't think that My Drunk Kitchen from Hannah Hart was so incredible as much as it was she was a good performer and it was reliable to go watch it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So I think that makes sense where his, and maybe there are people that chase the viral thing and some of their videos are going to pop the fuck off.
Yep.
But I think the personality-led stuff is like a more consistent, you know.
Right,
Like
when you
Mr.
know the
Beast
author.
doesn't make viral videos.
Wait.
He makes, did, though, at one point.
At the beginning he did, but now he makes the view, they get the same views.
Yeah, he serves a humongous audience.
Yeah, he just has a huge fucking audience.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you're saying viral pops off, whereas what you're talking about is a consistency. Because I think, like, how does Mr. Beast not make viral videos?
Well, think about his audience size. He's the most subscribed to person. If Mr. Beast gets 100 million views, that is not, well, let's think about a virus, okay? Like a virus like influenza. The whole thing about a virus is it's infecting a huge population of people that are outside of like its petri dish. I'm making this up. And so like Mr. Beast doesn't do that anymore. When he had 100,000 subscribers and his videos were getting 10 million, 15 million, 100 million views, whatever it is, that's viral. But if you have 100 million subscribers and you're getting 100 million views, you're just serving your core audience.
I see.
You're not making a viral hit in the way that the internet felt like this viral new thing.
Chewbacca Mom was viral.
Yeah, right.
There's a couple things I slightly disagree with here, but it's gonna get pedantic, so who fucking cares? Like some of the examples that you're giving, Arag and Mr. Beast, you're wrong. It's not the same people every time because they do a huge portion of their audience is new viewers.
Sure.
And that is why their videos are then served to a lot of people.
Right.
But I think the core of what this is that for a video to be quote unquote viral, not quote unquote, for a video to be viral, the fundamental mechanic there is share. It is that if a video is seen by one person, they share it to like 1 in 10 people share it to a person, and then 1 in people share it, and it pop, 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 and it gets seen beyond. So something like Chewbacca Mom didn't just do really well because like people were like, what an interesting thumbnail. I'm going to click on that. Or I like this lady's video. It was like, Miles, have you seen this? I need to show it to you. And the fact of the matter is that right now, short form is where people are sharing and using videos to communicate.
Because it's so easy to share a short form clip. If I text it to you, you'll watch it. Instagram
considers themselves their most measured metric for success is the share. It is they're a communication app. So videos are a unit of communication, and the success or failure of something is based on how often it is being shared to people in DMs or on stories.
Interesting.
Likes and comments are a very small part of how they measure success.
I got to make some calls. I'm changing my entire social strategy.
So quickly,
how are we going to react to this in 2 years? I'm going to be like, man, Zach was kind of a dick.
2 years, we all have VR headsets.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. I think there is a social stigma, especially among men, about, mental health and take caring of your mental health. There's the whole like, oh, you shouldn't cry kind of thing that a lot of men, including myself, grew up with. It's something that's really hard to overcome. And if you're a man and you're feeling the weight of the world, talk to someone, anyone, a friend, a loved one, a therapist. A therapist is a really great person to talk to, right? They're educated in the ways to help people navigate little problems, big problems, how to arm yourself with tools to approach problems on your own as they come. And if you're thinking about trying therapy, might I suggest online therapy, and a great one is BetterHelp. BetterHelp has over 35,000 therapists. It's the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works with an app score rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client reviews. It's convenient too. You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, you can switch therapists at any time. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/tripod. That's betterhelp.com/tripod.
So you kind of talk about how you're no longer an amalgamation of the internet. You are now a much smaller facet. What corner of the internet do you guys think you occupy?
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
What corner of the internet do we occupy? We are in a transition phase of trying to be more community-based and less viral-based. So this, 6 years ago when we answered that, we were viral video creators. 3 years ago, we were depressed, and and now we are attempting to shift away from viral into community-driven.
But I would say that the whole Birth of the Streamer is a community-driven, idea, which is like,
You know what's interesting about this time is like what was actually on in there. We had just finished shooting our Food Network show. We were actually just rebounding from the effect that COVID had on our business.
Yeah,
and I think we were just again on an upward trajectory. And we weren't.
We were climbing, not realizing that we were about to. It's the roller coaster. It was about to.
It was like we were like, okay, we finally clawed out of because we do unscripted, experience-based content where we meet new people. I was like, well, can't do that for 2 years, and then we started doing it, and not that COVID is gone; it's still here, but like we found out how to navigate it safely, and it got a little safer to do it in general. But yeah, I mean, so that was a bummer.
Yeah.
All right. Oof. Do you guys want to hear what you said 3 years ago for the same question?
Wait, what?
Didn't we already?
No.
Oh, we had just listened to ourselves listening. Okay, here we go.
Now, what he was saying about like it being the perfect amalgamation of the internet, the content you were working on there, do you feel like the content you make now is a perfect amalgamation of the internet? Or do you feel like it's like your corner of what is interesting about the internet to you.
I mean, he's talking about BuzzFeed.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And BuzzFeed literally is supposed to be like every trending thing all at once.
Right,
we are not every trending thing. We are supposed to be an unscripted comedy show that explores different people's identities and stuff like that. Now, we have grown to be that and other shows.
I miss you. You used to have such deep tone shirts.
You're too busy though. Look at it.
It is, yeah.
I kind of love it. Also, the mustache.
The mustache.
I'm noticing is that, honestly, of all the stuff you said, the mustache.
The mustache comes and goes.
Look how dark he is.
I don't like how dark it was.
And the I mean, these are your new glasses. We got these glasses with you.
Yeah, I remember that.
But you, by the way, I remember this was the whole era of you guys talking about how you were a company of shows.
I wasn't listening at all. I was just looking at his
mustache.
I am the hottest one.
Do you still think of yourself as a network of shows? That was a huge thing you guys talked about a lot.
Probably more than ever, I think.
I think so, right?
Because the Second Try is a commitment to being actually a network of shows.
Yeah, right.
Like that is what we're trying to become because YouTube doesn't support that as well as, especially like now. I mean, the things we said before, which are Mr. Beast and Eric, that's a single personality. I'm only using those just because like
I'm just laughing at how much airtime it's getting. Our audience is like, yes, of course, creators I very much enjoy hearing you talk about.
Well, they're
big.
They're one guy doing a similar format, right? And they're big scale things. And actually, just to go back to the thing that we asked earlier, of like the niche being mainstream, like I don't think that is the case. I think mainstream is mainstream
right now.
Yeah. If you look at YouTube, the people who are having the most success are doing very similar styles of content with each other. The thumbnails look very, very similar, and they're all very big tries, honestly. They're big challenges of a single personality who has a generally optimistic viewpoint trying to achieve that thing. Yeah. And I also think most of them are straight white guys.
That's definitely true. The platform is dominated.
Right? So like I wouldn't say it fits the diverse niche that the internet, especially at BuzzFeed, was providing. I think it has strayed from that.
Yeah, the internet as a whole has moved very male.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the thing. I mean,
YouTube
obviously people rip on
especially.
BuzzFeed all the time, but that was a very unique time for optically, if you were a person of color or you were like a young woman and you were watching, there was a lot of personalities that represented you.
And there's obviously still unbelievable creators out there making
100%.
it. They're just not being rewarded by the platforms in the same way.
Yeah, the giant the BuzzFeed was and how well it was doing.
Yeah, wait, Zach, why do you think that it's mostly men? Do you think it's just
fascists?
Oh, I see. Like
I think that billionaires have hollowed out our social media platforms very deliberately.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To support, it's not a fun answer.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be more so like...
Ask us again in 2 years.
Oh, in 2 years? Yeah. Ooh, man, 2 years.
I bet it's going to be a lot better.
I don't think that's the only presidency.
It's the algorithm. It's not that the creators sort of...
Yeah, like what was rewarded? What keeps people on the platform? And think about like the platform's radicalized young men. And it's like that stuff does well.
Yeah, that's wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's not to say that like all creators who make stuff for boys radicalize. I'm just saying that there are... the whole platform is very male.
Yeah.
I have a different answer though. It's just about something else. Not about fascism.
I thought you just gave an answer and then you're like, but I have a different one.
No. We 2 years ago said that we are a network of shows. I would say that we are, but we are still trying to, I don't know that we're actually like fully successful in that vision yet. Because for us to be fully successful in that vision, we need there to be people to go, oh, I fucking love X. Right. And they are fans of like, that is their main entry point. And my hunch is that most people's entry point to us is still, I like the Try Guys and what they do. Oh, and I love when they do this thing.
Yeah, instead of being like, I'm a big fan of Smoke Show and I watch Smoke Show and that is sort of an entity outside of
and
Try
that
Guys.
led me to the other things, right? And so we're still trying to find a way to like let some of those other shows shine as their own stars.
Huh, that's interesting.
It's a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, ready for next?
I'm ready. I've never been more ready.
This was us doing press for our star-studded YouTube Red series, Squad Wars. From the description.
I say with
Which
full
you guys
enthusiasm.
love.
Yeah. No notes.
I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, of course. I think a live commentary of Squad. Maybe you should do Squad Wars for guilty pleasures.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Is that anyone's guilty pleasure?
It just made my skin crawl.
I think that's a
The
great
idea of going back and watching those. Oh, fuck you, Miles.
There's got to be moments, though, right? There's got to be moments that are good.
There's gotta be.
Like that moment they showed of someone doing the worm and us saying, "Get it, baby." That was good.
Get it, baby.
That
get
was
it,
fun.
baby.
That little moment was fun.
I think you got to do it.
You're really scratching open some deep wounds over here today.
Well, the goal is, and I think what's great about the Vanity Fair things to Billie Eilish is they're often like they're very wishful, and I was trying to elicit that from you guys.
You just have cringe from us.
Which is cringe, which is also good. I feel like you're about to say, I know what you want, but I can't give it to you. Wow.
I think you cut that because I don't think I heard it.
Oh, God.
Which
Maybe
is
I
really
did
funny.
cut. Maybe I did cut it. That was so
funny. It's really resonated with you, though.
I've thought about it.
So why are you so animosity towards Squad Wars?
Oh,
I feel like
it's a bad show.
When someone wants you to make something, they hire you because they like what you make, and then they don't let you make it. It's always frustrating.
Yeah,
it's happened to us more than once. It's why we doubled down on second tries. Like, we can just make our own shows. If selling a show to someone else, inevitably they don't actually want what they say they bought. They want to ruin it because they're afraid, because they don't know how to take risks, because they go back to their own safety, and their safety doesn't actually work with our content, and then you get a lesser product, and so that's what happened with Squad Wars, is like they wouldn't let us make the show that we sold them, to be honest.
What if you make Squad Wars now? You call it something different. Smosh, Dropout, Mythical, Try Guys, other groups. And you do Squad Wars now. And you do it, and it's yours. I guess YouTube Red owns Squad Wars. You call it Group Wars.
Group Clash.
Group Clash.
Creator Clash. Damn it.
It's just like, it's so unbelievably frustrating, and like I still am pained thinking, because when we got that, it was like, fuck yeah, we're making a TV show. And then, okay, it's another company's going to be the one that gets to make the creative choices. But we're going to get to tell them how to make it good. Oh, actually, they're not going to listen. Oh, and they're going to make us do all this shit. And actually, there's a writer who's forcing me to say the cheesiest fucking lines that they think is in Zach voice. And then we get to the edit, and we like go into an edit bay to try and teach their editors how to edit our stuff. And they won't fucking listen, or they're just so entrenched in an old way of doing things that it just is like, this sucks, and it's not your vision, and it's not our vision, and everyone's compromised, and we all lose.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You just have such a fervor for Squad Wars. Like,
it was
really,
bad.
there's just something about it that really gets under your skin.
Yeah, and it's not, I mean, again, to Keith said, it's happened to us several times now, and I swore never again.
Do you feel that way about, like,
That's why I'm sorry to interrupt. That's why we made Second Try.
Yep.
I will not allow people to ruin our shows ever fucking again. I don't like working with people who are who don't know what they're doing and are fear-based. They every decision is just like, well, our focus group said that people over 50 like it when you say corn, and you need to explain how you're going to get from one place to another place. Like, if you bought our show because you like what we make, then let us make the goddamn thing, and why don't we let the audience decide what they like, and then we can put it out, and then that'll dictate how we change it next time.
Oh my God.
It is funny because they would say things like, our old audience won't watch that. It's like, you bought this to get a new audience in, not to appease the old audience. It's like, yeah, we got to appease the old audience. Like, but what you're doing is not going to bring new audiences in.
Which is 2 years from now.
You're going, we're doing our To Be Original.
2 years from now, I go, Squad Wars wasn't so bad.
Well, did you feel that way about the Food Network show too?
Yes!
Yeah.
I was cut to me on vacation.
It was
literally
less bad.
Less bad, but yeah.
Me on vacation. Everyone down by the pool saying, "Come on, Zach, come on, we're on vacation." And I'm like, "Sorry, guys, I got to take a 2-hour call to explain why this edit's bad, and please just do it the way YB's doing it."
Yeah, right.
I mean, at least that show let us put YB as
there.
one of the editors of the show. So some of the episodes,
episode 5.
Yeah, and then I remember they'd be like, "Oh, we
were on SNL by then, so no one even fucking watched it."
But it was like they were like,
right.
this internally, they're like, this episode's like really good.
They stopped airing it.
It's like, yeah, because you let us edit it. They literally did say like, this one really sings. It's really good. It's like, yeah, because we made it.
Doesn't even matter if YP edited a good one. Fucking by that point, Food Network's like, liability.
Oh yeah, did they stopped airing it?
Yes.
They put it on Discovery Plus. They stopped airing it on Food Network.
Yeah.
So would you guys
At
do
that
it again?
point too, I was like, fucking, what does it even matter?
You know what's funny is like, yeah, because I remember both of those things felt very exciting. You guys, Squad Wars, you guys are excited when you probably got the idea. Food Network, we were like, yeah, it's so exciting. We're doing Food Network. And then I remember when you came back from the first day of shooting, you were like, we were a little bit nervous at first because we were like, oh man, Food Network. Then we got there and there's the same shit we've been doing for fucking ever. Yeah. So what if you have advice for anybody who's like, okay, I think there's a lot of people, no matter what industry, entertainment specifically, you're like, I'm doing my own thing. And then, here's this sort of like big company that says they want to back my little thing into a big thing.
Yeah.
So like, is that a good idea? I feel that it's in digital media often a bad idea.
Try and get as much money as possible and don't put any emotional investment into it.
I mean, the reason I can't believe I have to talk about Mr. Beast again. The real reason that Beast Games is so successful is because it was like basically it seemed like it was going to be the last chance some studio would take on making a digital creator make a show. Because remember when Netflix has tried doing it, so many people have done this and had bad experiences. So many others, not just us.
Off.
Well, you really like that show.
Yeah, that's my favorite show.
That was the one that you said the Miranda. I remember you telling me that like she's really got it.
She's really got it.
But
honestly,
so lots of people have tried and they've failed. And so I remember there was a lot of fear. Like, okay, well, because if Mr. Beast couldn't do it,
then it would never.
Who could?
This is a great point, and I'm actually glad you brought it up. And I'm going to come down from my hysterics for a second and say, because whether us in this room or you, the audience, like or hate the Beast Wars, Beast Games. Beast Wars was Transformers.
Yeah, also very good.
Also good. Whether you like Beast Wars by Transformers,
whether you think Beast Games is great or you think it's the worst show ever made, they let him make the show.
Yeah.
And his team had creative control over what it was, and the show has done exceptionally well.
Which is good for the industry.
Which is good.
Very good for the industry. That is the only way that I think it is possible for me emotionally to do that again. And I do believe that there are now some creative executives out there who are seeing that and are like I've actually talked to some of the people at Amazon and like they get it.
Yeah.
And that is exhilarating to see.
Yeah.
But I think that for most creators, most often it is, hey, can we plug you into this thing? And it's not going to feel like what you made. It's not going to match why your audience likes you. And
to make it now for another place, it would have to be worth the budget that they were going to give you to not have a bigger piece of the possible audience it would bring into your own streamer. Like,
for us.
For you now. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it takes so long.
It takes so long.
And it gets so diluted, and we just like...
Contracts take forever.
I would rather create a cozy little corner where we can make cool stuff and the audience says, I like this, I want more of this. Like, I want to put as much power into their hand as possible and reduce the friction, like reduce as many layers between us and
Imagine
as
if
possible.
Netflix tried to make Keith Plays a Porn Game. They would ruin it.
They couldn't.
They would ruin it. They couldn't. It would be ruined.
It would be ruined.
And also, like, sometimes it forces you to just also overthink it.
Yeah.
Like there's something beautiful about like, hey, like we have this fun idea, let's go do it. And then we'll do it and we'll learn from doing it and we'll make it better the next time. And like, let's just go. It's fun to create.
I would say if Netflix came and said, Keith, would you host this show we made?
Easy.
You got it.
Oh, yeah.
100%. So I don't want any creative ownership of this. I want you to give me a script of whatever you think I would say, put it on a teleprompter in front of me, dress me in some nice clothes, put me under some pretty lights, pay me, and let me go home.
If we get a really good opportunity, we will be deleting this episode.
Hey, what happened to that episode?
All right.
I've seldom in my life been able to look back and say, oh, that was the most that I could do. Or and that's something I'm working through.
This is something that I remember saying this. It was essentially that most of the things that I've made in my life have an asterisk next to it. So like my favorite videos that I made at BuzzFeed, like, oh, this is the best that I could do for a $300 budget. Or this is the best I could do, but like I had to rush production or I had to rush the edit. And that feeling of like, what would it be creatively to really sink my teeth into something and fully realize a project? I think I've done that now several times.
Really?
Yeah.
You've been like full license, full creative control, full options, and then you've done something you're proud of.
Well, there's always a budget.
There's
Always a budget, but there should be a
There's
limitation.
always limitations.
A limitation is actually
it's good. Yeah,
within
it
reason.
can be good.
Yeah, I mean, I got to make a short film, and honestly, even that process showed me like sometimes that you do need limitations.
Yeah, no,
right.
like it's not necessarily better just the longer you work on it. But very proud of that. I'm very proud of a lot of the things we made on Second Try. I've found content.
Mm-hmm.
Miles and Keith, do you feel like your successes have asterisks?
Ooh.
Sure, probably.
Yeah, but yeah, but I think that's also just in the phase that I'm at in my #career. But I think that it's like the asterisks are just like there's so many things that I want to do. Like I have a podcast. I don't know that there's an asterisk on the podcast. The Perfect Person feels like there's no asterisk.
Yeah, I think when I said an asterisk, to me it was like, oh, I don't know that there's anything that I could show someone and say, here's what I can do.
Oh,
and I do feel like I now have a bunch of things that I can show and say, here's what we can fucking do. And I think you probably feel that way too.
I feel that way too. I think that when I think about like you talking about your short, my if there's different buckets, the podcast bucket, I'm like, no, this is my whole thing. I put my whole pussy into
That's
this.
what you can do.
I feel proud of it. And then like, oh, I'm making short films. Like the asterisk is like, oh, but I don't have a ton of time to devote to that. And I want to put more time. And eventually I will get there where I'm directing and making things that are scripted and narrative that feel like they're the exact thing I want to make.
Yeah.
And I feel that way about like performing too. And then even YouTube videos, I'm like, I would like to put more effort into that. And I'd like to be like, here's the exact YouTube video I want to make. And I didn't have any time constraints and I just worked as hard as I could.
Yeah.
And I think I'll get there.
Yeah.
But I think that's just a facet of, I'm sure you felt that way about narrative until you got to devote that, like it's like
I felt that way about our YouTube videos though too.
Oh yeah, I guess that's interesting. Because you felt that in the grind of BuzzFeed, the grind of the early days, you're sort of like not able to be like, this is exactly the
yeah. And
probably
now
some, but
mostly you're like, I need to have an output of these videos every week, and so therefore we have to finish this by whatever day.
I think Without a Recipe has always been great, and like the DUI driving series we did early on was really great. I think there are like mini series that were like, okay, that's got no asterisk on it, that's great.
But like DUI driving felt big when I was doing it. That was so sick.
But like Escape the Kitchen and Try Problems are both things that I would proudly show to any of the writers and directors that I came up with and be like, fuck yeah, check this out.
Look at this. This is good, right?
Yeah.
I like this.
And then Miles, you obviously have changed a lot too since these clips.
Sure. Yeah.
How do you feel? What advice would you give to yourself in those clips? Like, what do you notice?
That will go for
This was
miles.
2022.
Yeah.
Strap in, buddy. No, I don't know. I think that like
you were like, didn't you like? Was this like your last month?
No.
2020.
was the
No, I
last
left in
several months.
2020. It's 2025? I think I left in 2023. No, is that wrong?
Okay, great.
No, because the scandal. I was here for like a year after the scandal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So if this was 2022, I stayed until August of the following year.
I see.
So this was my beginning of my final year at the company. I would say my advice for me then would just be like push, because I think that's the advice I needed was like, keep pushing, like keep making your own stuff, keep pushing here, keep like having projects in the back of your mind. Like I think around this time we also shot a pilot with Sarah and Kendall and all them. Like I think the advice that I needed, and also like I probably was doing this, but it was just like keep pushing. Like you have time now.
I don't think you. I think you don't. I don't think you did need the advice. I think you did it.
No, exactly. But that's what I mean.
But I think it's hard to, in the moment, to be like, is this worth it? Like, I don't even know.
There were times I
mean?
had doubts, or like, I think this would have been a little bit before I started Perfect Person. I think I was like, there was definitely months where it went by where I remember Sarah being like, this is probably 2023, where Sarah's like, so you got to make the podcast. Like it's gotta come out. And I'd be like, I'm gonna do it next month or whatever.
That's so cute
Just
that she was
starting a
doing
new
that.
thing.
Yeah.
You get like jitter. You're like, oh, well, especially if you can put it off. And if you're like, I think
or it has to be perfect.
It has to be perfect, or it has to, the set has to look this way, or the art has to be such, So I think that, I think I did end up pushing, but it's always good to get a little push.
I'm just imagining Miles coming through a portal to himself 3 years ago.
Keep doing what you're doing.
He just goes, thumbs up.
No,
and then back in.
kind of. I mean, in this time, I felt like I was being very productive too.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But like an encouragement, like it is worthwhile.
it's working.
Yeah,
it's gonna
working.
work.
It's
Or
gonna work.
You know what? The encouragement I needed was it's gonna work.
Yes.
Because I think at this point, when did I get married? Yeah, I probably was like, I was freshly married. I was like, okay, I hope, it all works out. And
Yeah.
it has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, huge. Okay. So in this interview, he has this extended metaphor for you guys being the Wizard of Oz characters, and he loves it. Like he really goes in. So this is.
I remember
I can't
this.
wait for this.
I remember this.
I do love blue squares, so actually Dorothy is a perfect match to my character, but I want to hear what you
It
think.
seems like
blue though, aren't it?
in the therapy session, you reveal that you think your skills are in talent and being, the loudest, the most vocal,
This guy
most
did his homework.
animated. Well, Dorothy was like searching for that approval for.
I just love that
his
he's.
vulnerabilities, such
I
as
think you and I are tickled that he's
had
spending
to
so much time on this
Photoshop.
metaphor.
It's not an interview. It's more of just him talking.
But it was kind
Areas
of
have helped
nice.
you kind of
Yeah.
make peace with the fact that you don't.
We were
have
in a
to
hotel
always
room.
push
We're
things in
relaxed.
front.
Yeah,
Where's this guy now?
I have the honor of working with these
young
three
Hollywood?
guys who are incredibly skilled, and we have a great balance across all of us.
Is it still an honor?
Is it still an
Oh yeah,
Do you still work with all three of us?
yeah, I think so. Interesting question.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I think so.
What did you know, Zach?
Oh my
What
God.
did you know?
Do you still work with all three of us? Only Zach
I
left.
think so.
Whoa.
I guess I thought so.
Aw.
That's wild.
So something I had to cut out of that.
Is the other relationships of various Wizard of Oz characters.
Well, yeah, but we'll get to Zach's too.
Oh, boy.
I did like Eugene rubbing your back. That was
Yeah, that was
surprising.
cute.
Yeah, that
That
was
was
really
sweet.
cute.
Could use one of those back rubs now, huh?
I miss it.
Do you think you're Dorothy?
No,
I feel like I'm
Who are you?
Dorothy.
Zach's Dorothy.
I'm so Dorothy.
He's Dorothy.
I thought you would say you're Cowardly Lion.
Bitch.
I would actually say then you were the Cowardly Lion when you filmed the clip, only because that was sort of your persona. Because I'm like sort of
I
a
think
little.
you're a fucking lion. How about that?
Lions are cool. You didn't say cowardly. No. But only because your shtick back then was like, I'm sort of an adorable little guy.
Right.
No. Something that I cut out was, Keith, you were talking about how you couldn't, like, you didn't know how to run a business and you couldn't, like, imagine making business decisions.
Was that during their interview or this interview?
That was during this interview, like, 3 years ago.
Yeah, you didn't say that on Young Hollywood.
Yeah, I was like, what? I didn't want to run a business at that time at all.
So you obviously are. Was there any, like, books you read or courses you took or any, like, person that you talked to about how to run a business?
No. I don't read books. I
Keith iconically doesn't know how to read.
don't want to read. I don't take classes. I guess I do talk to people a lot, but I didn't like call my business friend and be like, hey man,
How do I run a
you
business?
got to tell me in 20 minutes or less how to do this. But I've gained information from lots of people, from lots of different meetings and experience of like making incorrect decisions, making correct decisions, thinking about having other people bring me difficult decisions they're dealing with and thinking through how I would deal with them. I've seen other people build businesses as well. Yeah, I mean, I just learning it as we go, which is maybe not the best, but I'm also like not trying to manage this company in some of the ways the company gets managed. I'm finding the niches that I am good at and trying to dig in deeper in those places.
Interesting. You don't think you're a manager?
No.
It's funny to also be,
What would you say I am?
That's a good question. I think that you're my boss.
Sure. Well, I'm the owner of the company.
but you're not necessarily the manager of the
And I'm
people.
a CEO, which it has a boss title related to it, but I don't like manage hands-on very much.
Sure.
I manage maybe the people who manage.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that's a lot of, it's like you trickle down.
You watch The Watchmen.
You trickle down.
You believe in Reaganomics.
You believe
yeah, that's sort of my true north.
You love that.
No, like a lot of the ways I've seen myself in the last year is like, okay, well, Zach is really good at some of this more hands-on stuff. Nick is also doing a good job with that. Erica and Devin have like really pioneered some of the new structures within our business. Like, what am I good at? Well, I'm good at being in a lot. So that's certainly as talent, that's a big thing that I can bring. But it's like, well, I'm good at like finding new areas of experimentation and hunting down other paths of revenue for us. So like by the time this comes out, I think there's more press releases out, but we're going to have a Samsung TV Plus Fast channel.
Oh,
I've been working on that for a year.
That's great.
But that's not something I talk about. That's something like I've been slowly working on for forever. Because like I made a relationship, I found this relationship had some other relationships. I started piecing things together. Being like, hey, well, let's see what would this be like for us. And then then it finally came through. And then went through the negotiation phase and all that stuff. And
I didn't touch. I didn't do a
how's
damn
that feel?
thing.
How's that
I didn't
feel?
do a damn thing for it.
That's nice though to have the type of relationship,
and we're
where
super amped on it.
You've like covered something so entirely for the business that you don't have to touch it at all, and it's like increased revenue for the business. That's great.
But Zach touches lots of the parts of the business that I don't.
I mean, that's
touch.
a dream.
That's sort of like we don't have enough time for all of us to do everything.
Yeah,
right.
That's good. That's good delegation, baby.
All right, we'll go to the next one.
Finish off the 4 group of eyes. We have the Cowardly Lion over here.
Thank you.
Zach.
Wow.
Fuck you.
So in that,
I didn't say fuck you.
You talked about
that guy.
not being this physical man, this big hunk of a masculine beast, and these things intimidate you. Getting kicked by an MMA champion, not fun.
Cowardly Lion's a good descriptor at that time. I
For
think,
sure. I mean, I
especially.
definitely played. I mean, I am a wimp, and I played up the wimp. The whole idea of masculinity, I certainly learned through being at BuzzFeed to embrace my lack thereof. And I found a beauty in that. And at this point, I don't think I was fully comfortable with myself. I went through my little metamorphosis as time went on. So I'm now a lion, bitch.
Yeah,
very nice.
I like that I cut
Dorothy.
I like that I cut to myself going, This is pre-autopod.
Yeah.
So I wasn't using
You had to choose
the
that.
automated multicam editor.
Made sure you got all the screen time you can get. Huh?
You're certainly right, man. Push. My advice to myself: keep pushing. Put yourself on camera, baby.
Although I probably was editing, so it might have been
maybe
me.
it was you
3.
doing autopilot. There you go. 3.
So Zach, you are the Cowardly Lion.
I guess so. Well, yeah, making videos has allowed me to embrace who I am, and I certainly in childhood there was this pull of feeling like you're supposed to be more quote unquote traditionally manly than you are. The ending that I get to there is that like now I'm a lion, and I'm looking. No, you're not, and no, you don't want to be a lion. You want to be you.
Yeah.
Aww.
So I think I'm Dorothy.
I think you're Dorothy.
You're Toto.
Why are you Dorothy? What do you mean?
I'm just, I'm
just
that
a girl?
I'm that girl. I'm that bitch. I'm coming through. I'm confused. I'm gonna collect my little friends. I just don't.
Like Pokemon. She sort of.
You got a dog.
I got a dog. No,
true.
I think that the idea that like I was looking for my courage and now I can be. What's the end of the Wizard of Oz? What is the lion? Does he become
He
like?
gets a medal.
Okay, that's
Yeah, but it's fake.
Yeah, but the heart's fake.
It's all fake.
all
The
fake.
wizard's a bullshit.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Jeff Goldblum with a gun.
Yeah, but it gives him the confidence to feel like he does have confidence.
That's.
I guess that. Yeah, sure. That was my journey. Sure.
All right.
Who would you be, Keith?
Scarecrow.
Hell on. Alphaba?
You're Tin Man. Because you don't know how to dance and you need to
Is that his problem? Cowardly lion can't. He's cowardly. Sidman, I can't dance.
I'm all rusty. My joints are
It's true. He can't dance.
Oh, maybe I should be Tin Man because I'm rusty because my
Yeah,
bones.
you might be more like Tin Man.
Yeah.
And, Tin Man, the real thing is that Tin Man is like, oh, I don't have a heart, but he's obviously the most sentimental one.
Yeah.
And Scarecrow doesn't have a brain, but he has all these ideas. And then Cowardly Lion is scared, but actually shows bravery at the end. So that's sort of like the.
I don't think that's me at all.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that hot silver paint. Oh, he's got to be boiling.
He's got to be boiling. You know that paint was full of lead.
Oh, it's the lead paint on his face.
You know it.
Wait, spoilers for Wicked 2.
No, literally don't.
Okay.
Do you not see the musical?
No, I do. I've never seen the musical.
I also
thought
haven't.
it ended with Defying Gravity.
It's 20 years old.
No, literally, when I
Okay,
watched
I won't
Wicked,
ask my question.
When I watched Wicked, Keith, at the near the end of the movie, I'm like, can't believe they're gonna kill this bitch in the next movie. I thought that I didn't know there was a second part.
Becomes Wizard of Oz.
I was literally like, okay, so she flies away and then they murder her. Like this is fucked up. Like I don't know what happens.
I also have never seen all of Wicked, but I know a little bit of what's coming, and oh boy, I'm excited to be with you on that journey. Okay.
All right, next one.
Well, I mean, these guys will try anything. You know, I think it's amazing that you guys are literally redefining what it means to be masculine. Masculine isn't just the most capable, the most prepared. Masculine is being afraid of something and stepping up as bravely as you guys are doing. And with that, now you guys have a new show that you're launching called Squad Wars.
Masculinity. There's a lot of talk about masculinity here. And I'm wondering if you guys feel like you still make that type of content, or if like that's assumed about your content that you are portraying a different view of masculinity. Because I think that's like what the early Try stuff was.
Yeah, I think that was part of what our initial appeal was, and I think it's just very normal, especially on TikTok. Like I think that the gender roles have, look, obviously there are parts of the country where they're still quite rigid, but the expectation of a man does this and a woman does this, they are melting, and so I imagine that a lot of our early content would not be extraordinary in any way if made today.
Right,
because it's a product of its time.
I think we were a part of a shift in that kind of perception.
Yeah,
but I don't think we were the reason that maybe some people
What if we were?
We might have been. I mean, for some people we might have been.
Sure.
Fascinating.
Thoughts?
Nope. Next clip.
You know what I was actually thinking about during the previous thing when it was like, Zach's, your view of masculinity, you really like, I think that the political is the wrong word. The social agenda of the Try Guys has become more integrated into the world of the content instead of being what the content is about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there are elements of untraditional masculinity, quote unquote, in the videos, but it's not like, hey, actually, it's normal for a guy to sometimes wear a scarf drawing the Disney Channel logo. Like, I think that like, it was because at the time then you made the early Try Guys stuff, it was a statement. It was like this thing. And now I just think that the whole world and the audience understands that, oh, this is like a company that has these progressive values that I align with in whatever way.
Yeah, I think that's well put. I honestly don't have a ton to add beyond that. I think you nailed
I have
it.
something to add. Keith, look at how I'm sitting on the screen. Now look at me.
Look at that. But you're over here.
You look more uncomfortable on screen than here. Your arms are...
I'm a little hunched.
Yeah,
I think it's just the couch.
Oh, the
you're
couch.
a little hunched,
but
round couch.
I'm like, wait, I'm saying the exact same. I'm saying exactly the same.
Miles crushed that answer.
Thanks.
Yeah, I do think, that your career is so intertwined with masculinity at this point. Like, are you tired of talking about it?
Not at all. No. I think that there are some of the formats that I think we need to learn how to evolve our message and how we showcase it. But I think that the ideals are hopefully still as strong as ever. It's a huge core of what we're doing in the back scenes. What's the back scenes?
Behind the scenes?
Hey, thank you.
The back scenes.
The back scenes.
Back shots.
What's part of the back scenes?
What's happening behind the scenes? Especially at this time? When did this come out?
Well, we have a whole show that Ash makes now about masculinity.
That's true.
And actually
that's true,
becoming more masculine, which is and exploring it, right?
Like interesting.
So we are still producing content in and around that. It's just that we found that right now the best vehicle for that isn't us.
Yeah, right.
It's a different angle in, and I think it's more important the way it's being made right now.
Yeah, we just had
especially for right now.
Yeah,
it's interesting timing because we just had a big meeting about this yesterday and thinking about like what are the ideals that have informed our content up to this point? What are the things that matter to us and that we use both consciously and unconsciously to decide the cohesive vision of what we make and put out into the world? And can we put those in more concrete terms for us? And then maybe eventually for the audience as well. But suffice to say, yes, absolutely. Like progressive ideals and specifically like a specific lens on masculinity, specifically non-toxic masculinity, has always been at the core of what we do. And hopefully that is felt throughout the things we do, even if they're not explicitly about that.
Very interesting. Okay, I want to play 2 clips side by side, okay?
Oh.
At the same time.
Side by side.
The audio competing.
Whatever. There are videos that we've made that I am not necessarily proud of, but I try and separate the fact that what I like is not necessarily what everyone likes, and if it has touched someone's life, then that's a good thing. Why are you laughing so hard?
I was just wondering what... There are videos that are on our channel that I don't fuck with personally. Just thinking about what was being made.
I wonder which ones those are.
Just thinking about what was made on the channel around this time.
Yeah, I would say what's showing out to me about that clip is you are done. Like, I am like, I don't understand any of this. Like, I want out a little bit.
Yeah, that is funny. That's kind of happening.
Yeah, right.
For Zach.
Very perceptive.
For Zach.
Did you think about leaving?
We've talked about
this before.
Yeah.
Just he wasn't feeling artistically fulfilled by what we were doing. And it's like, well, if I'm not doing that, then I should do something else.
Barkschler didn't get greenlit. By the way, but I can't, Keith, you got the streamer now. You got to bring back Barkschler. There's no world where it doesn't crush.
I'll tell you one thing. We can afford to make it.
You and maybe only me sitting in the back room.
And I had downloaded all the tweets already on my own. Like, well, let's go through them.
The cheapest show of all time.
Okay, guys, we didn't get enough subscribers. We can't afford to do Christmas Carol live. But Barkschler live one night only.
Oh my God, Live Dogs is so funny.
And I just, it's my own Westminster Dog Show, but I'm just picking the one I think is the sexiest dog. Honestly, Keith's Sexiest Dog of the Year show.
That's so funny.
You submit your dog. You do have to pay your own travel to come out to have your dog compete in person. I can't cover it, but the winning dog will win 1,000 bones.
Wow.
Sorry, this is
this today?
Can you imagine?
Same interview today.
You're wearing.
I am wearing the same shirt, actually. No, so this is now a few weeks ago, you guys talking about, are you embarrassed to be a Try Guy? So I just wanted to be side by side of that energy of like, I don't really like some of the stuff that we do to this now.
Oh, here we
go. You're a little embarrassed by what you do.
No.
Okay.
Let me think. Is there anything I do that I could be a little embarrassed by?
I early on struggled with the term YouTuber. And because I think there were a lot of assumptions for what that meant.
Right.
And blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I think I'm over it.
So, I mean, what changed between, because obviously a lot changed, but I'm kind of surprised that
what
like.
changed?
Yeah, what changed?
Like one big change?
One big change.
Big change.
But was it that you got more responsibility or control, and then that made it more, you invest more? Like now you're very committed to the company. And so what was the evolution of that? Because this was 3 years ago.
There's a lot of things that changed. I think specifically in that first clip, I'm talking about the tail wagging the dog. And it was the idea that there were a lot of things we made, not because we liked it or not even because we think our audience liked it, but because we thought that that would equate to success, because that's what the algorithm wants. And that even goes back to a little before when I was like, well, it's not really true that it's just audiences watching. It's so much of your success on YouTube is dictated by always reaching new audiences and blah, 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 blah. The advent of Second Try allows it. I just blah, blah, blah'd in back-to-back clips. The advent of Second Try allows us to insulate from that a little bit. And increasingly over time, we're going to be making things because we think they're dope and because our audience thinks we're dope, not because we feel like we must. A line that I was given to by Sam Reich was, pick your prison. Have I ever said this online? Is like any success becomes the thing that you do. And so pick the one that you love. And he said that in the context of Game Changer. He's like, I'm going to make Game Changer till the day I die. That's a fucking great prison to be in.
Yeah.
I'm so thrilled to be in that. And so for us, we just tried to pick a better prison. Maybe you're hearing that and it's sounding negative. I mean it to be purely positive.
No, but it is like you're defined by your success. I think that's true for a lot of like, if you're going to make something on YouTube and whatever, let's say you make like, oh, I'm breaking my ass making like the most difficult thing ever that I don't really like, but it does really well. That's going to be the thing you have to make.
You're going to burn out fast.
You're going to burn out fast. So it's like you might as well make the thing you really want to do. And then when that becomes successful, that's the thing you have to make.
Yeah.
I'll fully tell you, if you're listening to this podcast and you're not a member of Second Try, here's why. I would love you to subscribe.
Here we go.
We make these amazing shows. One of these shows, Escape the Kitchen. So good. So much fun. 300,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah.
We cannot make this show for YouTube. We can't.
Yeah.
We like it. We can't make enough money off of YouTube doing it. It's not doing well in the algorithm. It is such a good show, but it's just not being shown to people. It deserves to be seen by so many people. It's a great show. The team works so hard on it. It's so clever. It's so fun. It's so different. It's so new. It's so us, but it's not performing. So without Second Try, can't make it at all. And then we will get burnt out and we will ultimately have to stop.
Yeah.
But if we can keep making these things that we love, we will continue forever. But Second Try seems to be the only path where we actually can do that.
Keith, that's reminding me, because I think Escape the Kitchen is such a good show. And it,
it's a show that, it's not performing well in the sort of like algorithm viral sense. But I'm also like, how many other shows that are mainstream television shows would eat dog shit on a platform like YouTube? I was just going down a rabbit hole, actually. I guess I won't name this company, but there's a company that is a subsidiary of a very popular podcast, and they make a bunch of podcasts. It's like whatever media. And I was looking down these podcasts, and they are star-studded, huge celebrity hosts. Every episode on YouTube has under 300 views of these. And I was like, what? Like, how could this possibly be? And I was like looking at it like, what a waste of this money. Like, they're in a nice, beautiful set.
Yeah.
They've probably hired a talent booker. I was like, how could this possibly be? And I think it's just another reminder that it's like, there are things that could be popular elsewhere, but YouTube is such a specific ecosystem that you have to play by the rules and stuff. And looked at their thumbnails, they're bad. Looked at like everything, the way that it is all done is not designed for YouTube. And so it's like that happens a lot.
A lot of the difference in the answer, too, is also where we're putting our energies. I still think, like, I'm interested to watch this back in 2 to 7 years when we remember to do it again. But, like, I consider us, like, we're in a teenager phase. We're in puberty. It's going to be a little awkward. We're not necessarily, like...
New hair everywhere.
We don't have full control of our limbs, but we are at least putting the intentionality in different places for the most part. And that is why, like, overall, it feels better. So even though I don't look at everything that we're making and I'm not like, all these are 10 out of 10s. Even Escape the Kitchen, which I love, I think could be better. I think everything we do could be better.
Yeah.
But the intentionality in the process is so much better. That's why I feel differently.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we are ready we've got about 5 minutes left and we are ready for advice. I have one half of advice. So unless you have an advice locked and loaded that you really want to do.
I mean, I have something, but I won't do it.
Okay,
Did he have advice
Friday.
a couple years ago?
Is this my advice?
Yes.
And I'm going to react to it?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh, and there's a part 2 because actually, unfortunately, Zach interrupts. And so there's part 2.
That doesn't sound like
That
me.
doesn't sound like something he would
Strange.
do.
So this is you reading an old Facebook message to your ex-high school girlfriend.
I can't believe I did that. I remember this being totally fucking brutal.
Hello, my dear. I thought I would take a moment of your time to tell you how I feel about you in written poem.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
fuck yes.
What the fuck?
Miles, you're married now.
I'm a married man.
You're a man.
Young love is so fucking embarrassing.
You were a boy. You got nothing to
All
be
right,
ashamed
so
of.
her name floats through my head as my lights are being put to bed.
Holy shit.
As I lay and fall asleep, my thoughts are of her in her golden Jeep.
She did drive that.
That's funny.
Oh my God.
There is as soft as the blankets she makes. I think she made me a blanket. And with her smile, my love she takes.
You must have been. You knew that this was funny.
I don't think so.
No, come on,
Bro.
I do not think so.
My absolute favorite thing in the world is gazing at my sweet indie fantastic girl.
I'm going to throw up.
Oh, there's
Do you wish you could stop you?
much worse.
I wish
Okay,
I could
wait,
stop
how
me
did
from
she
doing
respond?
this. But this is also like,
She
I mean,
didn't.
I can't believe that I read that. What was my advice?
Your
My
advice was go to scroll deep into your Facebook messages.
Oh my God. I mean,
It's funny.
I remember that. That is humiliating.
And did I hear there's a part 2?
So it goes on. So I want to hear the second half of the poem.
Oh, the poem?
So I think if you search in your Facebook messages Jeep.
Oh my
I-
God.
Golden Jeep.
This
We'll
is
get
a
Golden
you there.
Jeep.
nightmare. I can't
Oh
believe.
my God! So we never finished the poem.
Oh, I see what you mean. There's a part 2 and it's this. Okay, let's find it, dude.
hell!
Let me look for it. Here we go. Searching. Yup.
Let's go for it.
There she blows.
Let's pick it up.
Okay, here we go.
Pick it up where we left off.
Golden Jeep. And now this person is married, so their name is different. Oh God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so I delivered 3 stanzas, and this is the final stanza.
Just read it.
Snowflake. I think that's my nickname for her, maybe.
Cute. That's cute. That's cute.
Snowflake makes me laugh
Okay.
more than any other. My greatest My greatest memory is when we found each other.
That's nice.
So remember, my dear, you are my favorite sight. I completely love you. And then her name that rhymed with that.
Ashley Kite.
Ashley Kite.
Beautiful.
And you're telling me she didn't respond? I don't believe you.
What the hell, dude? No, she didn't respond.
What's the next message?
Okay, so she wrote me like a little thing, and then when was this? And then
You've been broken up for years.
Afterwards, she sent me this is 2010. She sent me a chat from an ex-boyfriend of hers that was like weird, and he said something fucking weird. And then I sent her a link to Zappos Supra shoes in black suede. And then she said the blue ones would be cool.
Hell yeah.
So that's life.
It honestly wasn't a bad poem.
Thank you.
Like, it was kind of sweet.
I mean, it's 2010, so I was what? I think I was 15, 16.
Wow.
Maybe?
I'll write a poem. Have you ever written a poem for Sarah?
No.
Wow.
Nice.
That's why you kept her.
That's why I kept her, I think.
You could probably take most of that.
I go about a poem right now.
I think you could recycle.
My darling lady, Sarah. You are so wonderful, I declare.
There we go.
We like the rhyme.
Me and you eating sauce. I'm sitting here with my boss. Wow.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it.
All right, Keith. Hit us with the official Tripod theme song.
I'm sitting here eating sauce. I'm sitting here with my boss. I'm eating sauce all the time. And I know that your name rhymes. Tripod.
Have a good ass week.